How do you take care of your mental health when you get exhausted by the work that you do? When you get exhausted by the pressures that you carry? If you'd like an answer to that question, then tune into episode number 89 of Get Real with Rajiv. And apart from this question of how do you handle your mental health, I'm also going to be talking about, is a 5-day work culture practical for small and medium business owners? And if yes, what is the method to transition to a 5-day work culture from a 6 or a 6.5 day work culture? The third question that I'm going to be answering in this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv is, how do you handle a team member who comes with great technical expertise and knowledge and experience, and every time you give them feedback, they use their expertise, their experience to kind of defend themselves against that feedback and are never open to taking feedback. If you'd like to learn how to deal with such a team member, I'm going to answer that question in this week's episode as well. And finally, in this week's episode, I'm going to talk about how, as a business owner, you need to manage your team. Because sometimes in the initial stages, you're too sweet, too nice, too caring, and you create an environment where everybody becomes complacent. And when you see that complacency, you shift to the other extreme, where you become too aggressive, too authoritative, too dictatorial, and you end up losing team members. So I'm going to talk about how do you create that right balance between connection and creation, between accountability and belonging. If you'd like answers to all these questions, then tune into episode number 89 of Get Real with Rajiv. Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 89 of Get Real with Rajiv. Like every single week, I'm going to be answering 4 questions, and today, Bhakti is going to be the voice of your questions. So Bhakti, what's the first question?
Our first question is from Sadiq Ahmad. Sometimes after continuous work pressure, one feels mentally tired. Please suggest what can be done to feel mentally fresh apart from good diet, exercise, meditation, so that next time one can approach work with a fresh and energized mind.
Well, Sadiq, here's what I always recommend to entrepreneurs. Like how you have business goals, like how you have financial goals, I truly believe a person needs to have recreation goals. Now, what do I mean by recreation goals? Look at the word recreation. It actually has 2 words inside that one word called recreation. The 2 words is recreation, which means what? For you to be able to recreate yourself, for you to be able to refresh yourself, you need to recreate yourself by doing what you love. And this is where, as an entrepreneur, you need to have that awareness of what do you love, what makes you happy, what makes you relaxed, what makes you have fun. And you need to have goals for recreating yourself. You need to have travel goals if travel is something that excites you. You need to have sports goals. If you love playing a particular sport, then you need to have a goal of making sure that you're playing that sport at least once a week or twice a week. You need to have leisure goals. If you just like to lay down and browse through Instagram and watch funny reels and memes, that's also a good way of recreating yourself. There's no judgment. You need to ask yourself, what helps you recreate yourself? What do you love doing? What do you enjoy doing? Even if it does not make sense, even if it does not have any rationale behind it, as long as it gives you joy, happiness, and allows you to press the refresh button in your life, it's great because it's working. So create recreation goals, my friend, and that will make a huge difference in how you stay focused and productive during your work hours. So that's going to be my recommendation to you, Sadiq. With that, let's go to the second question for this week. So Bhakti, what's the second question?
The second question is from Prinsal Parik. Most times when you start, you're a good boss, happier and merrier. Suddenly you realize it's only you who is bleeding, and then you become a horror, but nothing helps. The whole team goes and you are now in an awkward situation. Any suggestions here?
Well, Prinsal, here's what I want to answer for your question. Firstly, thanks for asking that question, because I know a lot of business owners can relate to that, where when they started their business, they said, I want my team to be like a family. And then they created this environment and work culture where nobody's questioned, there's no accountability, people are very well connected, people are bonding with each other, they're sharing their lunches with each other, they're borrowing and lending money to each other, they know about each other's personal problems, extramarital affairs, they know about everything. And the business owner feels so proud. We are a company where everybody loves each other, everybody is respected, everybody is taken care of, we are like a family. Well, I always say this to business owners. At your workplace, don't build a family. You have one family at home, first keep them happy. At your workplace, build an army. What do I mean by an army? Army does not mean you need to be dictatorial. Army culture is the culture where there is a highest level of love and care, and there's a highest level of accountability. And a great team is a team which has both these. Great connection, great care for people, and great levels of accountability for the mission. Now, in a workplace, what ends up happening is, like you have rightly said, Prinsel, business owners oscillate from one end to the other end. First, you build a family, then you get frustrated saying everybody's happy except me because we are leaking money, we are not achieving goals. Then you go to the other extreme and you start becoming this terror and you start becoming dictatorial, and people are like, oh, our boss was being sweet at the beginning because he wanted to extract work, and look at him suddenly, how he's talking to us, and they all feel heartbroken and they leave. So as a business owner, you get confused. Neither is this extreme of being all lovey-dovey and nice working, nor is this extreme of being dictatorial working, because none of them will work. Building a business and building a team is about balancing between results and relationships. And if you want to balance results and relationships, build an army culture where one soldier is willing to take the bullet for another soldier in war. There's no higher proof of love and care than that, when one person is willing to give their life for another team member. So build that culture of love, connection, bonding, and a culture of accountability, review, and challenging each other on each other's goals and approach. Because at the end of the day, in army, they also challenge each other every single day to wake up at 4 in the morning, go through the drill, make sure that they are fit so that they can be prepared for war. In the same way, within your team, people need to be reviewed. Their goals have to be challenged. Their approach has to be challenged. Creative conflict is good in a workplace. So please understand, a true team is not a team which is a family. A true team is a team which is an army, where results are high and relationships are high, where relationships are taken care of and goals are taken care of. And for both this to happen, accountability is exercised, but with respect and love, not with aggression and insults, as well as people are operating from the philosophy of trust and openness. That is the sweet spot as a team to build, Prinsel Parekh. That's your solution. Build an army, balance results and relationships. Don't just be oscillating only towards relationships or only towards results. Both are unhealthy environments. I hope that gives you a perspective. With that, let's go to the third question for this week. So Bhakti, what's the third question?
The third question is from Govind. How to deal with an employee who is not open to feedback and always brings their experience during such discussions?
Well, Govind, consider this. When you ask me this question, there's a video playing in my head. The video that's playing in my head is, you have an experienced team member who's very, very technically capable, okay, knows how to get the job done, and you as a business owner, while you know that this person is technically capable, you're not happy with their interpersonal skills, you're not happy with how they communicate to their team members, how they communicate with you, you're not happy about them not following the process, they don't fill reports, they get the job done, but they don't do the essential hygienic elements which are required even beyond that particular job task. So what's happening is this: between the both of you, you're playing a game of tu me. You're playing a game of Tom and Jerry, where when this person gets the job done but they don't do the other hygiene factors, it frustrates you. You question them on this and they put forward their technical capability and say, I'm at least getting the job done, so don't question me. Now in such an environment, if you want to let go of this tu me, you want to let go of this Tom and Jerry battle, firstly, Govind, what you need to do is you need to acknowledge, appreciate, and give credit to this person for what they are good at genuinely. First, acknowledge and give credit for what they are good at genuinely. So if this person is good at something technical, tell them, hey, you're good at this technical. If this person is getting good at getting deals or closing customers, say, hey, you're good at this. Appreciate them first. Now, when you appreciate them, you are telling them that you value something about them, right? And you're no longer leaving it as an counter argument that they can bring forth saying, but at least I'm doing this. You're genuinely appreciating them. Now, once you've appreciated them, the next step for you is to challenge them with the next level goal. Tell them that, hey, listen, you're great at this, but for you to move to the next level, let's just say for you to move from an individual contributor to a manager, the next level is for you to follow the process, for you to fill the reports, for you to win the hearts of people, treat people with respect at the workplace. Because unless and until you don't fix these aspects of process compliance and people management, I cannot help you grow in your career. Your lack of process compliance, your lack of people management skills is becoming your biggest barrier in your growth. And I know you are somebody who's capable to conquer any challenge. So I want to give this to you as a challenge so you can grow and we can grow together. Such people who are experienced and capable, they love next level challenges. So now watch, what have you done? You've appreciated what is good about them. You've created what is not effective in them as a next level challenge. And you have extended an arm of support saying, hey, I'm willing to be there for you. I want to see you grow. Let's work on this together. This is not a me versus you battle. This is an us game where we play together as a team. Use this approach, Govind, and I promise you, you will see this person being more open, being more responsive, being more receptive. And if they still are not responsive and receptive, then you really need to ask yourself a question of, does this person fit into your culture? They may have the capability, but do they fit into the culture? And also be open. The feedback that you're giving this person, is that feedback legit? Is that feedback real? Or is it just your ego trying to conquer that person? So these are factors that you have to think through, Govind, and these are the approaches that you need to shift to be able to win the heart of the person and play alongside that person as a team player rather than making it a me versus you battle with them. I hope this makes sense to you, Govind. With that, let's go to the fourth and final question for this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv. Bhakti, what's the fourth question?
Our fourth question is from Renga. MNCs and corporates work just 5 days a week, whereas MSMEs work for 6 days and at times half Sundays too. I'm a fan of 5-day work culture. I feel employees of MSMEs also enjoy this. Do you think 5-day work culture will boost employee morale and boost performance?
Well, Renga, in my opinion, I think with every passing generation of the workforce, quality of life is becoming a more important factor for the team members than anything else. Today, I would say people prefer a quality of life which is great versus just a higher pay. And I truly believe that workplaces that honor and acknowledge and take care of people's quality of life are the workplaces where people are more happier, and when people are more happier, they are more productive. Now, for a MSME to shift to a 5-day work week, I think what's required, one is the intention to make sure you give a great quality of life to your team members. That because if that intention is missing, everything else is just like meaningless, right? So first is the intention. The second aspect that is required in an MSME to shift to a 5-day work culture and make it work even for the business is clear goals, clear systems, clear roles. And I'll tell you, this is where MSMEs fall flat on their face. When there is lack of clarity of what is the goal, not just a goal for the company, which is a financial goal, but I'm talking about a goal for every single department, and within a department, a goal for every single individual. There has to be clarity of goals because that tells people what is the objective. Second is there has to be clarity of systems, which means the systems of working, the process flow, the workflow, the mechanism of capturing, tracking data, reviewing, all of that has to be strong. Because when you have strong systems and you have clear goals, then the productivity is naturally higher. But if you have no systems and everybody's living in chaos, then they are working hard, but that hard work is hardly working. So consider this: clarity of goals, clarity of systems, and then clarity of roles. Another challenge that I see in MSMEs is that the business owner is firefighting, doing everything, and the team members also are firefighting, they're doing everything. You need to have clear roles for your people. Now I know as MSMEs the argument is, but we thrive on multitasking. I've said this in the past, I'll say this again. I'm a big believer of multitasking. But when you're doing multitasking for your team members, make sure that the team members have the required time to do the multiple tasks, make sure they have the required skills to do the multiple tasks, and make sure they have the willingness to do the multiple tasks. Because if they don't have the time, skills, and willingness to do multitasking, even though you delegate, work does not get done because they don't have the time, they don't have the capabilities, and they don't have the willingness. So clear goals, clear systems, clear roles. These are 3 things that would be my second criteria before an MSME looks at a 5-day work week. And when you have this entire process of clear goals, clear roles, clear systems, the final element comes, which is strong review mechanisms. You need to have strong review mechanism on a daily basis, on a weekly or a fortnightly basis, and on a monthly or a 45-day basis, because that helps people align to the goals and track their progress. Again, most businesses look at reviews as a waste of time. Well, they look at it as a waste of time because business owners don't know how to run an effective and efficient review meeting framework. I teach a review meeting framework called the STOP system, Strategic, Tactical, Operational Performance Review Meeting System, in my Business Space program. I'd highly recommend that you learn that system, because when you have clear goals, when you have clear roles, when you have clear systems, and you have a strong review mechanism, then you create and promote a culture of smart work. What is smart work? Smart work is not working less. Smart work is hard work in the right direction. When the direction is hazy and confusing, that's when hard work hardly works. But when the direction is clear with clear goals, clear roles, clear systems, and strong reviews, then the hard work is working in the right direction, and that's what produces the results. And that's what can allow you to transition to a 5-day work week as an organization. So this is not about just getting inspired by what an MNC does and overnight declaring to your team, let's go to a 5-day work week, and then realizing that everything is falling apart and people are not getting work done. It's about setting the foundation framework and then saying, hey, we honor the quality of your life, and we believe that 5 days is good enough as long as we are focused and productive, and you have the checks and balances, the mechanisms to take care of the productivity of the organization, then you're ready to shift to a 5-day work week. So I hope that roadmap makes sense, Renga. With that, we come to the end of episode number 89 of Get Real with Rajiv. And if you'd like to continue the learning journey with me, then click on the link below. Register yourself for my 4-hour training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar, because there's a whole world of possibilities waiting for you out there. Think about it. You cannot produce new results with the same old knowledge. So as an entrepreneur, you got to keep gaining knowledge, be a lifelong learner, and upgrade your skills and knowledge. Because the more you grow, the more your business grows. And I genuinely believe that at the Business Breakthrough Seminar, many entrepreneurs experience growth. And when they experience growth, it's a very natural byproduct that their business grows. So click on the link below and register yourself for my upcoming Business Breakthrough Seminar. It's a 4-hour training where I teach you how to build a business which can grow without you. I look forward to seeing you there.